The great Caroline Leavitt, the great and famous Caroline Leavitt. Caroline, I know you have other things to talk about, and the world is really a much happier place with Mr. Trump's policies than what Vladimir Zelensky's saying. But I just want to follow up. It seems like if Zelensky won't muster an apology, there isn't going to be any deal. Can you bring us up to date on that, what you're saying to the media?
Sure, Larry. Well, it's great to join you on your program. And President Trump was just asked this moments ago in the Roosevelt Room, and he reiterated that he wants a deal. And he wants to see President Zelensky express gratitude for the United States of America and hardworking American taxpayers who have been footing the bill for his nation's national security and defense. And you laid it out perfectly in your riff. Last Friday, President Zelensky was moments away from signing an economic lifeline, and instead he put the cart ahead of the horse and he bit the hand that is feeding him. The United States and the American people are tired of footing the bill for this war. President Trump wants to negotiate a deal, and unfortunately it appears that President Zelensky is not willing to do that just yet.
Well, you put it right. Thank you for helping us on the riff. We're going to talk some more about it over the course of the show. It's a very bad state of affairs. You know, it's interesting, Caroline. We looked at this morning on Outnumbered. We're going to look at it again here. All these Trump policies, this is from Democratic pollster Doug Schoen and Mark Penn, as you know, Harvard polling. Mr. Trump's popularity is remarkable, and his policies are so popular. His policies are typically running 75 and 80 and 85%. I've never seen anything like it. On the eve of this, I'm calling it the State of the Union message, whatever presidential address, Zelensky may be an ungrateful bad apple, but the United States folks love what Mr. Trump is doing.
They do. The American people, in fact, have never supported President Trump more than they do today. Every single one of his policies, when you go down the list, to your point, the vast majority of Americans support those policies. You look at the recent polling that showed from Harvard-Harris that showed 77% of Americans support a full investigation into the waste, fraud, and abuse that our federal government has been spending their hard-earned tax dollars on. So President Trump has his finger on the pulse of the American public. He knows what they elected him to do, and he's committed to doing it. Just look at his first month in office, and you'll hear him talk about that in his joint address to Congress tomorrow night. All of the accomplishments across the board, from bringing foreign investments back here to America to create good-paying jobs. Look at the border. February border numbers out this weekend. You had one of the largest declines in history of illegal border crossings. Only 8,000 people in the month of February, and virtually all of them were either arrested, immediately returned home, or prosecuted for crimes that they committed against our country. Under the previous administration, there were 8,000 to 10,000 people crossing every single day. And it's because of the historic action that has been taken by this president, virtually all through executive authority, I may add. We haven't even gotten started when it comes to Congress and passing President Trump's legislative agenda.
And Caroline Leavitt, I heard through the grapevine that you made $100 million from Taiwan Semiconductor. Tremendous investment. I know the company well, and I remember we had them relocate into the United States in the first term. $100 million isn't bad, Caroline Leavitt.
$100 billion, Larry. Don't underestimate the numbers.
Did I say million? No, $100 billion. I'm sorry.
$100 billion with a B, and it's going to create 20 to 25,000 good-paying jobs at least. They are going to create a new manufacturing facility in the great state of Arizona. They are going to produce chips right here in the United States of America, which is not going to just create more jobs. It's also going to protect America's national security. As we know, chips are so important to our manufacturing industry. So it's a great day for the American public. And this racks up the total of foreign investments brought back home to $1.7 trillion in 1 month since President Trump took office. It took Joe Biden 4 years to get $1 trillion in private investments secured. So President Trump has already surpassed what Joe Biden did in 4 years in 1 month. And that's why he's the greatest president we've ever had. And America is open for business, and the world knows it.
Last one. What's left of the Biden economy is slumping so badly. It's just slumping. This is the legacy of the Biden economy. Will we hear? I want you to tell me, Caroline Levitt. I want you to say, Larry, we're going to have lots of talk about tax cuts and deregulation and energy production and economic growth in the State of the Union message tomorrow. Upbeat, I used to call it growthier, Caroline. We're going to have a growthier speech tomorrow to keep those animal spirits going. Tell me it's all true.
It's all true, Larry. I can confirm the president is going to talk about his economic agenda. And truly, this administration is working around the clock to bring down the cost of living for the American people, to deregulate the regulations that Joe Biden put on every industry across the board. And, you know, tax cuts are a huge priority for this president, and he'll be talking directly to Congress about that tomorrow night.
All right, great stuff. You're really terrific. Caroline Levitt, thank you. I know you're very busy. We appreciate your coming on very much.
Good to see you, Larry.